I made a video on what characters does people want to see on the next rerun banner in Genshin Impact, and at the time, Klee was a very strong contender for being the next rerun banner character, and lo and behold, she got it with the Golden Apple Archipelago, and since then we've not seen anything, because we've had Kazuha release in 1.6, we had Ayaka release about 3 weeks ago, we had Yoimiya release the other day, and then we also had Sayu alongside it, you know, and overall, you know, pretty solid lineup of characters, but when is the next rerun banner? Because people have been waiting, right? I've seen people in my comment section saying that they're saving for the next rerun banner, and you know, the main questions are, who is it going to be and when is it going to be? And I'm going to try and answer some of these questions in the video, because I got a few theories that I hope are pretty solid as to what and when and why everything's going to be the way it is. So if you guys enjoyed today's video and you want to support me, just feel free to sub, because only a small percentage of you guys are subscribed, and if you want to support me in the content, you can feel free to drop me a sub, but you don't have to. That's the only thing about it, you're not obliged to, but let's get into it, because we need to start with a small history of Genshin Impact. So let's go to the character archive, we can talk about when characters came out and why they reran. So, we had version 1.0 with the 5 main standard characters, and we had Venti. Venti was an Archon, it was a strong contender to start the Genshin with. Oh my god. But, okay, then we had Klee, and she didn't have much significance at the time, but we had Tartaglia released because it was the main part of the Leeway story. We had Zhongli, an Archon, a major part of the Leeway story. Albedo came out in 1.2 with the Dragonspine update, and he was a major part of the Dragonspine events. And then Garnu came out, and she didn't have much significance at all at the time, so much of the story. Like, she was there in the Leeway quest, but apart from that, she was the first, like, character they decided, you know, to add, you know, for fun. And then we had Zhao as part of the Lantern Rite Festival in version 1.3. And the main thing to note about Zhao, Hu Tao, and Keqing is that their banners were 2 weeks long to accommodate for 3 banners in an update. Which kind of leads to my first theory. What if Mihoyo runs 3 banners in version 2.1? And we'll get onto that a bit later. But we had Hu Tao, and she was soft drops because they wanted to keep her a secret, which didn't work because everyone was just leaking it everywhere. So that kind of failed and backfired. But in version 1.4, when Genshin Impact started slowing down in development, but by slowing down, I mean by development that we could see at the time. So we had Dragonspine, which came out, you know, in version 1.2, and then 1.3, 1.4. It was mainly just events, you know, things to keep the game going. That's because they were developing Inazuma and all these new characters and these new stories. So my logic is maybe Inazuma took about a year to develop, which makes a lot of sense. So during this time, they released characters and tied them to festival events. So we had Venti return for the Windbloom event, and you know, it was a fun event. And Venti returned because of the significance of that. And then Tartaglia returned in the same update because he was popular at the time. And then in 1.5, we got Zhongli because Zhongli was tied to the Aztahar questline, and he got his own story quest.
Tastes the same as I remember.
And then we also got Ayula, but Ayula was just, you know, added as part of lore of Mondstadt, you know, the whole Lawrence clan. You know, there's a lot of lore tied to her, and I really wanted, and really I didn't get her because I got Keqing, but, you know, I digress. But then in 1.6, the question was, where is Klee? How have we gotten Zhongli, Venti, and Tartaglia, but no Klee? Well, it makes sense now because Klee was part of the Golden Apple Archipelago. She was a major part of that questline. And it makes sense now. So what I've managed to establish from this is that characters return when there's major events or festivals tied to their character. And then, you know, we had Kazuha, which was the prologue for Inazuma, and then we have Ayaka, Yoimiya, and Sayu, all parts of Inazuma, which makes sense as well. So I have 3 possible theories for what the next rerun banner could be. So the first theory is that there's going to be 3 banners in version 2.1. Now, this is kind of unlikely because we've had a 3-week banner rotation ever since 1.3, because I don't think a lot of people really like the whole 2-week per banner kind of thing, because it gave people not much time to prepare, it made a lot of people panic, so I feel like, you know, it kind of just didn't, you know, they're not doing that anymore, because it's been a good few updates since stats ever happened. Solid 6 months, it's been half a year actually, yeah, it's been quite a while. My second theory is that the anniversary update. Now, if you didn't know, Genshin Impact came out on the 27th of September, and guess what's coming in 2.1? The 27th of September. So, theory 2 is that they could rerun banners on the 2.1 update. Now, again, that's kind of likely, but it's also not too likely either, because they probably want people to pull on the banner that's come out, right? they want people to pull on Yoimiya. They want people to pull on the weapon banner. Maybe not the standard banner as much because they know people aren't spending as much on this. But they want to like they might want to keep people just tied to one banner. You know, give some people time to prepare, time to wish. You know, so maybe they're just gonna keep one banner at a time. However, though, they definitely have room for other banners because if you don't know, if you never pulled on the well banner when the beginner's wish, it will still be there. There'll be a 4th banner slot here, and I'm saying maybe you could add a 5th banner slot there, maybe a 6th one over here. Like, there's definitely room to add banner slots. Even on mobile, there's like massive room because they can display it on the side. You can scroll up and down. So it's possible that they could add banner slots, during the anniversary event and run limited time rerun banners, which would be interesting, get people to spend money, I guess. Like, Honkai are spending events for some reason, so why not Genshin, Why not Genshin 2? But, with that out of the way, we're gonna assume, we're just gonna make a normal assumption, right? I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be a 3-week banner cycle, it's gonna be normal, because that's what I'm used to. That's what it's kind of like simple to predict, with things like gacha games, sometimes unpredictability makes things hard. So I'm gonna just stay to my guts and say that we're gonna get a 3-week banner cycle in version 2.1, and what characters are coming in 2.1? Well, judging by the way MiHoYo has announced these characters, they announced Ayaka, Yoimiya, and Sayu on their Twitter account before version 2.0 came out. So I feel like in 2.1 we're gonna get the Raiden Shogun, we're gonna get Sagonomiya Kokumi, sorry if I butchered the name, and we're gonna get Kujo Sara, because they announced the characters on the Twitter in the same vein that they announced Ayaka, Yoimiya, and Sayu in the past, and they're gonna be the banners in the 2.1 update. So that leaves the question: what about the 2.2 update? Well, if we know that's going to be a 3-week banner cycle, and we know MiHoYo does 6-week update cycles for Genshin, we know that version 2.2 is going to release midway through October. Now, if you haven't heard from previous developer discussions, what another event in Genshin is, and it's even confirmed in the lore because characters have talked about it during their story quest, is the Moonchase Festival. Which, the Moonchase Festival sounds awfully similar to the Mooncake Festival, which is a Chinese cultural festival that happens during the month of October. So, well, I think it's October. It's either September or October. It's within that time frame, right? So, according to that logic, right, 2.2 will come out then, and I feel like we're going to get the Moonchase Festival, and in that festival, the developers confirmed that Keqing will be getting a playable, story. She'll be tied into the story of the festival itself. Now, if we look at the character archive, there are 2 leeway characters that are really wanted right now that could tie to, actually maybe even 3, because you could count Hu Tao, but Hu Tao, Zhao, and Ganyu, technically known as the leeway 3. Now, which character's not returned for the longest? Ganyu, right? I mean, there's also Albedo, but I've got another reason for Albedo in a minute. But Ganyu, one of those characters people want. Because when I did my poll, she had 37% of the votes, which is I say is a pretty clear majority at that point. People in my comment sections, even on my most recent videos, say that they're saving for Ganyu's return. People are saving for the Amos bow. People are trying to pull for the Amos bow to get her. So logic applies, right? That Keqing and Ganyu are in the leeway cheating, right? And I don't think it'd be too far-fetched that Ganyu will return during the Moonchase Festival, right? And if I'm right in 2 months, tell me that I'm right, please. If not, I mean, they could always do my second theory and put, Ganyu and Albedo on, separate, limited time rerun banners to put Zhao on the festival, maybe even Hu Tao, but who knows, right? But then there's also Albedo. Now, what I've heard as a thing is the Ludi Harpastum, right? And I don't know if the Ludi Harpastum has actually happened yet, because we had the Windbloom Festival, which happened. But then we had we had a quote-unquote mini Ludi Harpastum during the Golden Apple event. I don't know if that was the Ludi Harpastum, or it wasn't, so I don't know about that one, right? But if there is a Ludi Harpastum, I feel like they'd put Albedo in there, but maybe they might even save it for Eula. But my point is as well, people will want Albedo. I posted the video a long time ago. I don't know if you guys might even sub because of it, but I posted a video on why Albedo needs a rerun, and a lot of people want him, right? Even I want him. And at the time, I didn't even like Albedo that much, but I kind of I've grown to like him. And I kind of want Albedo now, but it's come to a point where I feel like the next 2 rerun characters are, cliche as it is, Ganyu and Albedo. Maybe even Zhao if you push it, because, people might want Zhao during the Moonchase Festival. They might even rerun him during the Moonchase Festival, who knows. But, yeah, let me know down below what you guys What are you guys thinking? Who do you think is returning next? I think it's Garni with the Moonchase Festival in version 2.2 because they might slow down progress of like visible development because they'll be developing Sumeru next, and if they're developing Sumeru next, they might just throw in the Moonchase Festival, you know, as content for the update. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. You know, who are you saving for as well? Because I want to know who you guys are saving for still, because it's interesting to find out what everyone is saving for in this game. I don't know why I pressed B there while I was jumping, but yeah, hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Take care, everyone. I'll see you guys in another video really, really soon. Just have a good one, everyone. See ya.